Hello and welcome to my channel on YouTube, The Power of God with Shantae, The Power of God, and I am your host, Shantae Washington. We on every um on every whatever it's called, I can't even think right now. Every time we go live, this is always about the freedom from the night, tales of the supernatural. We are getting off into that every time I go live. We're going live about the freedom from the night, tales of the supernatural, right here on my page, on my channel, The Power of God. And today's topic is taking the shot, or should I switch that around? Because I want to switch that around. The topic is getting shot and taking the shot. There is a difference, and there is a solution to every problem. There is. It doesn't always have to be carried out as a problem. It doesn't always have to be carried out as a problem. There is a solution to the problem. Stay tuned for more after this. So, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, let's get right on into the topic. Today's topic is about taking the shot. Getting the shot and taking the shot. Uh, um, so before we even start, I just want to say that this is not about uh, a person. You go down the street and people are shooting outside. That's not to be mistaken for that. Um, okay. It is so. This has nothing to do with shooting people with guns in the physical. Okay. Has nothing to do with shooting people with guns in the physical. Got me? But it has everything to do with, just like in a dream, God tells you things before it happens to you. Okay? This has everything to do with that because things take place before they actually happen. Okay? It's some things that you need to be looking on at before they actually happen. You need to be looking at it, seeing what God is showing you in a dream or a vision or however the Father speaks to you, okay? And then you need to take heed to the Spirit, okay? Because that's what it is. It's about the Spirit. You need to take heed to the Spirit as His Son in the Spirit. And then do, okay? And then do, because that's that's what that's what it is in order to take the steps. That's the measurement of it, okay? That's the measurement, okay? And it's steps have measurements, and your numbers and those steps are counted, okay? Those steps are counted. They are numbered. According to the Bible, it says that our steps are numbered, okay? So again, this has nothing to do with shooting people with guns in the physical, okay? So So, but the part about getting shot, um, is an introduction to how when the action takes place, the outburst, right? Because we know, as we know, an action is false. And that action is the outburst coming from that individual. And they don't know what they're doing. But according to the Bible, it says that we are to look at it still, even if they don't know something or they do know it, we still are to look at them as though they do. But it's also a consequence to that. You are not to react. My video stopped. You are not to react to their actions. You got me? We are not to react to their actions. Got me? Because it's false. And so that means that we are learning to be our false self if we are reacting to their acts. And a lot of people love to say that keyword is all about their actions. No, it's not about their actions, because if we continue to look at other people's actions, which is their outbursts, we will continue to be emotionally unstable. That's just it on that. We will continue to be emotionally unstable. Okay? Meaning insane. So, oh my God, hold on. My camera then stopped. Okay, there we go. We're back up. So, okay, so anyway, my camera froze a little bit. But anyway, back to what I was saying, that a lot, and moving on, when we dealing with getting shot is, people who come around, they got the guns that builds their pride, that makes them feel as though they are something with that gun in their hands. Okay, so they go around here and they have this, and that's getting shot. It getting shot does have something to do with the shooting of people physically, like the people that have guns in their hands and they go around here and they shoot people, and they don't care who they shoot, they're just shooting. Okay, and they are wanting to target at the person that they want to target at. You don't know what spirit they're running off of at that time. You just don't know. So whoever it is that's is the time to get it, they're gonna get it. Okay, so I mean, that's that shot. That's getting shot. Okay, and we all know what getting shot is. Okay, and we fear that because we was taught to fear that, especially with the mouth behind the gun. Now, if you really think about it, are you really afraid of the gun, or are you afraid of the person behind the gun? I mean, think about it. Truly think about it. We're not actually afraid of the gun per se, but the gun is in front of the person, making it like a big deal, because they already got the guns of their mouth. But then when they put the gun to the person, it's almost like we can see what's going on with that, because they put the gun in front of the person. So just to think about that, and it was another post I post on Facebook and here on YouTube about he didn't put a gun to my head and make me do it. Okay, so we know that it's enough to have the person talk and then to have something in their hands with the talk. That's double talk. Okay, it's like double talking. And we're not looking at the gun, we're looking at the person that's carrying the gun, right? Okay, the same thing is with taking the shot. Taking the shot, we can't see that. That's spiritual. And we just go around and go about our day as though it's nothing happening. But at the same time, there is stuff happening. And this person, they're not presenting a gun in their hand. Their gun is their mouth. And the spirit in front of them is taking over. But we cannot see that spirit that they're in. Okay? Because being in spirit does not mean that it's necessarily in us per se. It's not in us. It's like over us because it's the skin. It's the skin that we in. It's the skin that we're in. Okay? So we don't know the spirit that's over top of the spirit. What spirit does that spirit unite with? We don't know who that spirit is working with, and God says that, he know his son, which means that should tell you, and I'm going to tell you that means that the spirit is on the outside. It's not inside. Okay, the spirit is on the outside because God knows his son. So when we're walking, which our steps are numbered, when we're walking, God knows his son. So that spirit is to take over here outside of our body. It's on the outside. It covers us, making it walking in the supernatural. So we don't know which spirit that person is walking with. Now, do we? No, we don't know. But we can see the person with the actual gun in their hand. Yes, we can. We can see that. But we cannot see when that's blind when the person is walking, and we cannot see what spirit that person is walking in. You understand? We still say walking in, even though in is not in us, it's of us, it's over us, should I say, not of us, but over us. Okay, it's like over us, but the word in is used. Okay, so we don't know what spirit that person could be walking in, meaning covered with all throughout his cells. What is it that he built up? Did he build up smoke? Did the smoke from the air come, or did the breathing of the breath come into him, bringing God's spirit into him, and he living life, or is he living death? We don't know until you pray and go in and pray over that person. Okay, we don't know what's built there. We don't know. So getting the shot, we already see that. We see there's a gun in that person's hand before them. But when we're getting the shot, we see the person gun before them. But when we taking the shot, we don't know what's before that person. All we know is they got this mouth, and we don't know what's in the hand. We don't know. And every time they speak, anytime anybody speak, whether it's good or evil, they are, believe me, they are shooting shots. That's shooting shots. And the more you continue to shoot shots, that stuff comes back at you, right? Because God said the person who lived by the gun I mean, the person who live by the sword will die by the sword. So if you live by the gun, you will die by the gun. Do you understand? If you live by that gun, you will die by that gun. Not only this gun that we see, but you will. If you live by the gun, you die by the gun. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, which according to the Bible, you're going to get back what you put out. So do know that even though people tell you that he didn't put no gun to your head, that was my last topic about how he didn't put no gun to your head. Everybody is shooting shots every time they speak. Every time you speak, every time you do something, you are shooting your shot. You are taking shots at people. You are taking shots out on people. Every time you do something, every time you take a step, whether it's good or evil, every time you take a step, you are shooting, you are taking shots out on people. No excuse, none. And when you taking shots on people spiritually, and this is in the spirit, and you can't see those shots, it's going on to different people. Don't matter what, it's going on to your surrounding, which makes the happenings begin, which makes the occurring start. Now you're dealing with everything, and then now you can't blame God for that, because you're shooting out things from your whole organism, okay? Your whole organism of your body. Your body forms the whole pattern of the organism, okay? Your whole organism. You cannot blame God if you're shooting shots out into this atmosphere and on people picking up those coins, and you know, people like to pick up pennies, right? Pick up a penny, have good luck. Pick up a penny, have good luck. And once they pick up these sales, basically they're sales, and sales are coins. Okay, as I expressed yesterday, sales are coins. They are coins, and they are treasures. Okay, so somebody come by because you shoot that shot out. You took shot out on people. You took shot out in the atmosphere. Because whenever we speak and whenever we do, whenever everything, deed, thought, and doing, deed, thought, and speaking, sorry, we will, that has shots. It takes shots out at the individual. So whoever the person come in contact with, even if they just walking in your space, that's still considered taking shot out on someone, because we don't know the spirit that person is walking in. So when they get next to you, you don't know exactly what you're getting into. And that goes for when you meeting a guy or a girl, and you don't know what they're all about, but yet they're speaking to you. You don't know what you might be having a dream about that same night later on, or what may get off onto you that day. And then you have these weird dreams about what's going on. That's because that's reliving what happened and what could happen coming up in the future to the next day. So you got to trace your tracks and understand that you need to begin to pray in that moment so that those shots won't take over you, because those shots are producing coins. They're producing coins in your walk. So that's your treasures. So the treasures is what comes over you. You know, the treasure of your heart. Okay, remember yesterday, the treasures, that coins, those are the treasures of your heart. They place with your heart. So you need to be trying to take control, not control, but you need to try to take self-control of your heart, meaning you lead your heart. Don't allow those cells, those coin cells that produces treasure, that produces your heart, the leading of your heart. Don't let that lead you. You lead your heart. So by leading your heart, you need to get off into prayer and pray a good prayer. Something that directs your path out of the way of all of the coins that's trying to lead you, trying to lead your heart into something. Okay? So you want to direct your path in the way of the Lord. You want to direct your path in the way the Lord is telling you to go. So you need to pray. That is a must. You have to pray. Because there are demonic spirits in other people, in their being, in their whole organism, because they're not praying over themselves. And that's the reason why that demonic is happening, because those people refuse to pray over these coins that's built up, consuming them into death. They refuse to pray. Prayer will get you lined up in every cell. It will rebuild, well, not rebuild, but restore you back to life. That's the word, restore. It will restore you in your whole organism back to life. It'll be like you're on fire. Okay? You'll be on fire for God. Okay? You'll be on fire for God. But there is demonic fire, and that's the fire of hell. And that burns them. That burns them. And everywhere they walk, if you step in that, you'll burn too. It's almost like perverting you. It's perverting you in your steps, which is why you have got to pray. You got to pray to make it holy ground, just like Moses. When Moses was on that holy level of ground, he sat there. I mean, he stood there on the holy ground, but he had to take his shoes off. He had to take his shoes off in order to be on that holy ground, because nobody knows what's on them shoes, what them shoes been stepping in. Them shoes been stepping in all kind of dirt. All your past and everything is on there. Throw it away. Throw it out. It's just like when somebody say get rid of something. In order for it to be holy, they tell you get rid of something. Well, God told Moses, take them shoes off. Take them off before you step in this holy ground. So he basically had to get rid of something, and those were their shoes. Because number one, the steps that he had been making was that he killed somebody, and he did some of this, he did some of that. Moses made some steps. So with that particular item, he had to get rid of that. Throw it out. Get rid of it. And then you can walk on the holy ground. And that's for anybody else. Anybody, you have to get rid of what's been burdening you, what has been hindering you from moving forward. Get rid of it. And once you get rid of it, now you can be able to be on this holy ground. And taking shots, people take shots. Same thing related to the topic. People take shots at us every day. We don't have to take those shots. Okay, with their mouth and with their doings. So that's with their deeds, their thoughts, and their speech. People take shots out on people every day. And we can't see those because there's no gun before that person. It's a spirit before that person. And they consistently walk around here like there's nothing going on. And they can talk a good game and they can walk a good game. They is smooth with everything. Okay, they smooth with everything. They gliding like the spirit that glides off of the air, off of the ground, because there's no holiness, because they can't be on the ground. If they not holy, they can't be on holy ground. So they float above the holy ground. So they smoothing over. They smoothing over on off of the ground because they not allowed there due to their steps and whatever is building them up as that demonic spirit. They can't be on the ground. So that's a dream interpretation. If you ever see anybody that's rising up and they not getting the rising up in the mornings, then you have to understand that it's something about them that is not holy. Not holy. So they can't be on holy ground. Okay? So yes, when the person is walking and they're walking in demonic, that's, we don't know, we can't see that unless you pray. You can pray to go in. The word in, okay, according to the word what in is. You can pray to go in. In is of. In other words, in is of. You can pray to go in, which is still of. The word in is in the according to English language is going in, but going in is of as well. It's not of, but it's over, should I say. Over. The correct word would be over. Going in is over. Okay. Going in is over. So you got to pray to go in, meaning over. These cells getting what they need to fulfill that light. And that light is life. Okay. That light being filled in this is taking over you. And you become walking in the fire of God. You become walking in the fire of God. So so let's just say that if you are walking in the demonic, and then somebody and you come talking about different subjects, this is taking shots. This is taking shots out on the person's their organism, their living organism. So you just start talking. So let's just, okay, you walking in God and that person comes to you and they just start dimming your light. Okay, automatically when they come, the smoke just comes clouding up. Then here comes some speech and they start talking to you about this and that and that. They just talking about the bad things of life and death, should I say. They just start talking death, saying, oh girl, they did this and they did that, and they just step all over my foot. And I tried to tell them, don't step on my foot. And you stepped on my foot, and I told him, and do you know he had the nerve to step on my foot? I rolled over there and I just went to the next corner. I mean, you just building up all this easily angered stuff, and that's taking the shot. So that child of God is basically taking the shot. You ain't got to say nothing. You're still going to be taking the shot. And let's just say that you speak to that demonic spirit on that person that's over that person, that wrong spirit that's over the person. Let's just say you speak to the person and you say, stop it. Let's just say you say, stop it. Or you say, I rebuke that spirit. Or let's say you say, not over here in the name of Jesus. Let's just say that you say a lot of things like pertaining to that. It doesn't mean, and this is not for the political ears to hear when I say it doesn't mean, okay? Scratch that. Because I'm not meaning what you're saying. It doesn't mean that you won't be taking the shot. It doesn't mean that you won't be taking the shot. Because even though you're saying that and you go pray, you still can take a shot, meaning you can take a blow. You're still going to take a blow, because sometimes you, as the child of God, can take it better than that person. So you taking one, you're taking one for your brother so that that person can learn, because they was in the present of you. So that brother, which is a sister or a brother, that brother can learn what that brother needs to learn. So sometimes you can take a shot just so the that brother can learn what that brother, meaning a brother or sister, what that brother needs to learn. That brother needs to learn something. And you just took the shot for the situation because you probably dealt with the situation already. And I'm not talking about the gun, the physical gunshot. I'm talking about a spiritual gunshot over that person, to where they're not really thinking. They just speaking. And they just want to get it all off. And guess who they getting all off on you? On you. And you can stop it by your words, saying stop it. Or if they're targeting at you, talking about you real bad, you like, and they telling you who you are, and you be like, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Or you can just sit there and you can say stop it. Or if they targeting you, you say I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, or so on and so forth. Let's just say you're gonna have to take the shot. I'm not saying all the time, because sometimes you're not walking in the spirit, and they will sometimes they'll have to take the shot. Sometimes they'll have to take the shot for you, because you may be talking to them and they're listening to your wisdom or whatever. Then sometimes they can be just all of a sudden meek and humble. They humble themselves at an instant. And so now they have to take the shot so that they can be able to learn what's going on around them. and begin to understand that, hey, I'm talking, but I got some extra talk. Like, what is this extra talking about? And that could be happening. Like, you can just be with extra talk. And that extra talk is what will be the gunshot. Because we have a normalized talking. But then we got that extra talking, which we got from another angry person, and those are shots. That's where the shots begin. And then another person has to take that shot versus if you just being humble, which is meek, you being meek and humble, you being at the meek, being righteous and meek, and you're staying still in that. And you allowing that person to speak to you. And then that person speaking to you they will then take the shot. If you can't take the shot at that time. So what I'm saying is, being that you in the presence of God, and we all are God's children, at some point, one of us will have to take the shot. Okay? And the shot entitles the knowing of God's son. Okay? And what did he do when he said, what did he do when he said that? What did he say when about taking a shot? He said that he'll know his son by the fruit, which is the covering, the covering over you. It's in, but it's covering over you. Okay. He will know his son by the fruit. And the fruit is what's coming from your mouth and what you speak. Your deeds is what's over you, your deeds and your thoughts. Okay. He will know his son by the fruit. The fruit is what comes from you, because we all leave something from here, from this body. This body has different things like sweat. This body sweats. So sweat comes from you consistently, because we got hairs over our body that we can't see. So sweat comes from this body, and whatever it is that all kind of stuff comes from this body: urine, sweat, snot, what is that? The foam and stuff from the mucus. Yes, the mucus. We have mucus coming from this body. All things turn into some sort of liquid. Okay, all things turn into some sort of liquid, and it comes out from you. It pours out from you like it's water. Okay, it pours out from you in those ways, but it's water. And another person will either get the flood of that, or they will get the shot of from your mouth. They will get the flood from your body onto them, which is considered evil. So if you're seeing water flooding through, that's evil. That's coming from the persons it's what they're working up of their body. There's iniquity. Okay. So if you have a dream about that, you will know the interpretation of that. And if they're speaking, you will see a gun being shot off. Boom, 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 boom. They're speaking. That water coming from their mouth is like a gunshot. So they're speaking in their deeds, the flood, the shooting, and then their thoughts. The thoughts of a person can be both the flood and the shot. Okay, the flood and the shot, because the mind is a powerful thing. Okay, it's powerful because it can do both at once. So even though you are in the presence of God, you still can take a shot. Okay, and that means that you will feel sick. You'll feel sick, but it doesn't mean that you got a cold. You will feel the feeling of sick. You will get the symptoms of sick. Okay? But it doesn't mean you got a cold. Don't believe for that. Don't believe for that. You can feel sick. You can have the symptoms of being sick, but don't believe that you got a cold. Okay? It's a sequence here. Like, you gotta understand that. You can feel sick feelings. Okay, you can feel sick, the feelings of sick. You can have the symptoms. You can have symptoms, the ailment in your body. Oh man, the chest congested, your nose stopped up, stuff coming from your mouth. But do not believe that you have the cold. Do not believe that you have the cold. There'll be a lot of people whispering in your ear, oh, you got a cold, just because you sneeze or just because you cough. Do not think or do not believe for one drop of what they spreading. Do not believe for that. Okay? You got a cold, you got a cold. And then the whisperings linger. So being that whispers linger, you'll be with that all over you for the rest of the day. You will be. Okay, because whispers, they linger on. So that means that has covered you. So you have to keep on walking in belief that you do not have a cold. You don't got to keep saying it, but you got to walk in belief of that. And them symptoms and that feeling will go away. No matter how long it takes, it just be in passing. Go away. Take it and get over it. So taking the shot and getting the shot. Excuse me, sorry about that. Taking the shot and getting a shot is totally different. You getting the shot, it comes in variety of ways. And you see that. You see the shot. Like, you can get a shot from a needle, you can get a shot from the gun, you can get a shot from just a blow to the head, or walking down the street and something happened. Those are shots out. That's getting shots. Okay, you can just walk down the street, and this is an overall view of getting shots. Okay, we get shots every day, and these are outbursts. Okay, these are outburst shots. But taking the shot is different. That's a spiritual shot. You take a shot, we take a shot without knowing it, because the person can presume the position like they're good, but really be evil. And they're putting shots off on you with their gossiping, complaining, murmuring, not cleaning themselves, not being clean, not being pure, not being holy, not being righteous, but being evil with wickedness coming from them. And you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know what they talk about. You don't know how they speak. You don't know how their family is ran. You don't know how close they are to their family. You don't know if they're going to even leave and cleave to you. You don't know if they're working with what's in the Bible, or they working with what's in the world. You don't know. So therefore, you're going to be taking the shots of that, and you can't see that you're taking the shots. But the outburst, yes, you can see that. And there's a lot of people in a comfort zone that's willing to get the shot, which is the outbursts of the world. They willing to take those shots because they can see that. And they even push other people. They'll push other people by putting their hands on them, or talking to them, yelling and screaming, manipulating, or whatever they can to get them to get the shot. Okay. But then taking the shot again, you cannot see the taking of the shots because that has no outburst. That has nothing that you can see. That is the unknown. And how you can solve that problem of the unknown is through prayer. Because again, when you dream something, you dream it you dream your whole day up until till what's coming on in the future, because we are past, present, and future. So you'll know what's to come, past, present, and future. What you laughing at, boo? Boo boo. Kermit the Frog. Anyway, you are past, present, and future. So you'll know. You got me laughing too internally. You'll know what you're doing. Okay. You'll know what you're doing if you get into prayer. Got me? If you get into prayer, you'll know what's to come, because God gonna show you your 3 in 1, your 3 chords, your past, your present, and your future. He gonna show you all of that, and you can't just stay stuck in your one person, your past. Can't stay stuck in that. You'll never know what's happening, or you never know, because present meaning you know what's happening, and future mean you know what's to come. You're not surprised. Okay. But if you living in your past self, how will you know what's presently happening? You won't know what's presently happening. And if you're living in your past self towards your future, how will you know what's to come? You won't know. And then you'll be operating out of an outburst and saying, there is no God, when there is a God. You just have to come from amongst the dead that you done buried yourself in that grave, back into that grave, up out of that grave, because you gotta know that you do have 3 in 1, 3 chords. So if you living in your past, you will not be able to see what's present, and you will not be able to see what's in the future. Okay. So that's that. You will not be able to see. So you will only see in part, which is what we are to do, see in part. We are to see in part. And I wish these people stop doing stuff, because why, as soon as they came on my live, I just got a message on my text message. Boy, y'all be going through people's stuff like y'all lost y'all devilish mind. And I know y'all doing that. Y'all sitting up here putting stuff on my phone, getting my phone information. Yes, honey, I know you're doing it. So you can cut it out. Whoever that one person was that came on my live. But anyway, oh, these people going insane in this world, man. They doing a lot of stuff. These computers and stuff is really totally updated with this. The government they do a lot. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Next, you gonna call my phone next? Okay, well, they like, yeah, y'all know, we know, huh? I know that you know. But yeah, it's just like it's like you will know in part, and God will not be able to complete that. Like, it won't be completed, because you will not, you haven't made room to be present so that you can be able to see the future that's soon to happen, that the occurring and the soon, and what's happening, occurring, and what's soon to happen and occur. Like, you will not be able to see those things fully if you're stuck in the past person, If you're stuck in that past person, how will you get to know the present person and then be able to see what's happening, and meaning you awoke to that? And then how will you be able to step into the future and know that there's a God when you still stuck back here in the past person? You have a 3-in-1. You have a 3-chord. God's spirit, okay? His son, Jesus, 3-chord. Past, present, and future. And then there's a lot of people that they want to know the future, and that's pressing smoke. Okay, that's pressing on at smoke, because you're not supposed to know the future without God. God's supposed to give that to you slowly. You just can't just know the future like that. Like you just stuck there. So you stuck in the future. That's basically what you're telling me, that you're stuck in the future and you're stuck in the past, but you're not here in the present. You got to know how to be in 3-chord, 3-in-1, past, present, and future. And the only way you can do that is opening yourself up to be woke by prayer. You have to pray, or else you're going to be consistently taking shots when you don't even know where it come from. Taking the shots. And it can put on a feeling of sickness, or a feeling of death, or a feeling of a disease. It can. And the symptoms will be coming on you pound for pound. It will be coming on you from pound to pound. So how then can you take that off? 3-chord, 3-in-1, past, present, future. Your 3 selves. You got to be able to pray. Pray to direct the path. And then there you is. Then once you open it up, God can come near to you, draw near to you. You understand? As in the Bible says, drawing near to you, then he can draw near to you because you're coming through. You're opening, you're awakening that path. And then that way you will see the God that you need to see, because he'll be right there. You understand that? That's some good breaking news for you out there. Good breaking news for you. Good breaking news. So instead of getting the shot, and instead of taking the shot, get into prayer so that you can make room from all the shots and from getting the shots that's about to come your way, meaning that you might have dreamed about it. Okay? If you dreamed about it, you better believe about it, and you better get down on your knees and you better begin to pray about it. So instead of getting the shot, instead of taking the shot, pray the shot away. Pray. And then you will be drawing yourself close to God, and God will be bringing himself near unto you, the chosen one, making you be the chosen one. You have been chosen. It's time for God's children, which is all of us, to walk in that. Stay tuned for more. Peace.